Uh, I drank had a whole bunch of tea today. I mean, a whole bunch of liquid today, and it's stuck. Oops. It's stuck right at the top of my stomach. Ow. Anyway, um, as the camera focuses on my bruise on my lip, I would like to do a reflection. Shoot. I don't really like the way YouTube has this platform set up. Who gives a hell about the profile, the thumbtack? Who cares? Who cares about the thumbtack? Why would you force people to create the name of the video and do the picture and all of that before you do a live stream? Anyway, well, since that's the case, I'm gonna treat YouTube the way it deserves to be treated. And while I make a video, recording my point, my what I've learned as I guess I was meditating. I guess that's what you would call it. While I was listening to the full interview, the full press conference of Minister Farrakhan in Iran last week, I started thinking about what happened. Uh, oh God, my stomach is killing me. This really hurts. But you know what? It actually happened after my meeting was supposed to take place anyway. So how could one be the cause of the other? I don't know, but I'm gonna say it anyway. So the reason why I didn't get a visit and get any help was that because I told the guy from the Black Spectrum Network using this account, my Alchemist account, and I swear to God, I don't care about Alabama. I do not care about Alabama's politics whatsoever. I never will. I don't think I will. I hope not to. Because if I'm caring about Alabama's politics, then that means that that means I have a problem. Because I'm not from Alabama. I don't have residency in Alabama, and nor do I desire to ever live there. Ever. Never. I don't just have a desire. I'm not like possibly a lot of other people out here there who are, no disrespect, or like people say, no shade, might want to move there if they don't live there already. But I don't care about the state of Alabama. I don't, it's particularly its politics. So when I made that comment on that channel while the psychic was doing a live stream trying to tell people to vote and trying to persuade people to vote. And I said, I'm listening to what the man is saying. The gay man, don't be mad at me. I'm not the faggot. You're the faggot. Don't get mad at me. You know? I'm listening to what the gay man is saying. I forgot his name right now. I wish I could show him some more respect, but instead of him doing what he was supposed to be doing and making sure we don't forget his name, I think it's Aquarion, whatever his name is, Ontario, whatever his name is. He's telling people to vote, telling people, trying to persuade people, or doing something is none of his business. You know, and in addition to that, doing something that's none of his business. And instead of, if you think it's your business, instead of making it a subjective thing, which, because voting is a subjective practice, it's a subjective practice in a corrupt political system or political system. It's a subjective practice. You vote based on your interest. You don't tell other people to vote. You don't persuade everybody that watches your channel to vote. How you know that everybody that watches your channel is the best thing for the nation, the best thing for the black community, the best thing for them as an individual? How you know that that's the best thing for them to vote? But you talking to everybody. So I said what I said. I really don't. And I care even less. And I must say that, yeah, Maybe I don't know. Maybe it's not. I haven't heard from this person. They just dropped me out of nowhere. But it was before it was before Monday, November the 6th or November the 5th, the night before election day or the day of election day. I think it was the night before election day. It was before then. From what I remember. I think maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it wasn't. And if that's the reason why I lost a network basically, then I lost a network. I mean, I don't give a fuck about Alabama. I don't have any responsibilities without Alabama at all. So why should I care? That's not my job. It's not my job to make sure that 4, 5, 6 black women um, won in races in Alabama this past election. That's not my that's not my contribution. That's none of my business, and it's none of my concern. That's where y'all at. And that's not any hatred. That's simply the facts. I have my own ambitions. It was the first word that came to mind. I have my own passion. And it's got nothing to do with the state of Alabama. Yes, y'all responsibility after you lost Jeff Sessions so he can become the attorney general to try to do what he did. Y'all niggas, seems to me, y'all niggas are lucky because Jeff Sessions left his job. Well, you know what? Well, yeah, y'all are lucky because that white guy, that Democrat, won the Senate seat over Roy Moore. So y'all niggas are lucky. What the fuck I need to care about you for? Y'all are doing fine. So Jeff Sessions tried to play the American people, had to try to diss the state that he came from, try to disrespect the state that he came from, try to disrespect the American black people as a whole, and then put his pen in his mouth, put his foot in his mouth, put the microphone in his mouth when he said that he is going to recuse himself from the Russia investigation because it's a conflict of interest. You're a hypocrite, so don't try to be clean now. And because of it, Donald Trump got tired of the shit and just fired him just last week. Or just today's Sunday, just last week. So he lost his Senate seat. He's out of a job, baby. Roy Moore did not replace him as a racist white man. You got the white guy from the Democratic Party who's very liberal and soft, or whatever the word is you want. Democratic Party. That's your new senator. So y'all, it seems to me, y'all niggas are lucky. What the hell you need me to be worried about you for? Y'all should be worried about me. Y'all should be knocking on my motherfucking door and answering my beck and call. I'm not from Alabama. See, that's why I said that shit. So it is what it is. I don't remember if it was before or after the day I was supposed to meet with this fellow that I found on YouTube, his YouTube channel that everybody's arguing on YouTube again. I don't give a fuck about you, Alabama. Get your shit together. And y'all, I mean, why should I care? What? It doesn't make any sense. You seems to me that Alabama got everything that it needed last week. I mean, goddamn, that motherfucker lost his job. You don't understand how that affects y'all. So he lost his Senate seat. He's no longer senator over your state. Imagine what he would have done if he was senator of Alabama. I don't know. Maybe he would have been, I don't know. Right? He would have kept his job. He probably would have just been doing the same old shit. It doesn't hurt y'all either way. Whether he would have never accepted the job as Attorney General of the U.S. If he didn't recuse himself, that motherfucker would have, something about him, he has a certain type of integrity. He has integrity. So he wanted to recuse himself. And that was a gunshot to the foot. So now we can move on from Alabama because we got bigger fish to fry. But gay people don't want to fry big fishes. Or maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe it's smaller fishes to fry. And they don't care about the little fishes. Maybe that's the analogy. Y'all don't care about the little fishes. They don't really care about it. All these hypocritical ass famous people on YouTube. All y'all are hypocritical. Talk about She-Ra 7-1, a Sheer Star Goddess, talking about Michael Jackson. Well, guess what, bitch? He made a song called "They Don't Really Care About Us," and I am the perfect example, of that notion. And it is what it is. So I just wanted to say that. Let me boil this ginger. I wanted to say that as it was a reflection. I think I put too much water, but that's okay. I'm not gonna drink all of this liquid. It was a reflection, and I started thinking about it as I was listening to Minister Farrakhan's the full press conference with him in Iran, and I was starting to think, I was like, oh, so that's probably the reason why, so that I don't never get my debt taken care of, my federal debt that I have, my federal student loan. If I stay single and I don't, and nothing, a man doesn't want to take care of me, basically, that my problems will never get solved. Well, I'm the one with the problems. What the fuck should I be caring about anybody else for when I'm the one that has it's my turn. It's my turn. It's my turn. It ain't nobody else's turn. I'm not supposed to care about you. I'm supposed to care about what I need to take care of. And I can't do it by myself. I can't do it by myself. So I'm not supposed to be take caring about nobody. I'm supposed to be caring about my goddamn self. Hello? I'm not going to change that. I'm not going to change that. I'm not going to change that. I don't know where did Alabama get all of this? Y'all got this damn company that finally decided to open up shop in New York City this summer. Where the fuck y'all been at all this time? Y'all been worrying about yourself. So excuse you, stay out of my way, stay out of my business. I'm doing the right thing. I'm worrying about myself. This is the most populous city in the whole country, and this damn personal grocery shopping business called Shipped just decided to start servicing New York City and New York State, I suppose, this summer. The last city in the entire country that y'all decided to come to, and right before San Francisco. What type of shit is that? You really think I'm supposed to worry about y'all? I don't give a fuck about y'all. Y'all got y'all's. I didn't get mine. And I'm not, and if I have to suck you to get mine, I will leave. God damn it. It's your federal debt. It's a federal debt. Federal. I'm gone. Fuck you. I'm not supposed to care about you before I care, more than I care about myself, or care about you before I care about myself. Who the fuck you think you is? If you're gonna judge me like that and stop talking to me and don't come because you said you was gonna meet me, and you're gonna let somebody else dictate, I don't gotta care about Alabama. It's so funny how I say these things. I say stuff about, I name everybody else, but I won't name the person I'm talking to. I don't know. I feel like it's respect out of discretion, out of respect. Put it that way. I guess I shouldn't have said a She-Ra 7-1, but I wanted to, because it is what it is. That's what it is. Black exploiters. Black that don't even consider themselves black. And the black privileged, the gay community, the LGBT, the faggot community, and the blacks and the witches. I mean, if it was sarcasm, I'll give it to you. Y'all are the boule. It is what it is. Black exploiters, Miss She-Ra 7-1. Stay away from black women's heads, Miss. And black children's heads. Might as well stay away from black men's heads too. I don't trust your ass. I gave you enough good advice, and I have a feeling you didn't read it. Just like everybody else don't read my other comments on my other channels, like Barbara Rosson comments that I be making. I'm assuming you don't read them because I don't get any likes. I gotta make you feel. I gotta make you feel. I gotta stroke your ego for you to take me, not to be prejudiced against me. Get the fuck out of here. If you want to be like that, the best thing for you to do. Put it this way: if you're gonna be like that, the only person you hurting is yourself. Cause I have the insight. I have the insight. Yes, and I have arrogance, and I know how to use it. I have the insight. Cause I have all day long to sit here and think about, a black national agenda. So it doesn't hurt none of us. We just getting into a little petty scuffle. And I'm not the one being petty, it's y'all that's being petty. Because y'all don't need it that bad, you see. Because if you needed it that bad, y'all would shut the fuck up and listen to what a person got to say. Same thing with Minister Farrakhan. He went through that with black people, with people in general. Y'all don't, when he was right, y'all didn't need it that bad. So y'all, discriminated against him. Bill Cosby went through it. A lot of people, most people go through it. At least once in their life. Everybody goes through it at least once in your life. Every celebrity. Whoopi Goldberg went through it. I remember them days on The View. I remember that shit. It's still wrong. And you disrespecting the other person is really disrespecting yourself. And it's so funny. I was just watching the show on the National Geographic channel called Michael Palin in North Korea. And I think tonight is the premiere of part 2. It's a whole series. And it started at 9 o'clock, I believe. But I was watching part 1. And at the end of his trip, he had sat the tourist down that was helping him the whole trip. And he asked her a couple of questions. And the main question that really stuck out for me, you know what, as a matter of fact, what I'm going to do right now. And the thing about this is that I made that comment using this account because it is, damn, my stomach is killing me because I'm talking. I'm letting air into my stomach. It has everything to do with alchemy and magic, black magic and all the other magics. Politics is a game of witchcraft. That's why the phrase, the quote describing politics is as such. Politics is war without bloodshed. Because politics is witchcraft. It is. So that's why I said it from this account, my alchemist account. I don't practice politics because I feel like politics in this environment in this country that we live in is wicked. And nobody wants to convert over to righteous politics. Everybody wants to be an American citizen, an American. I'm an American, ain't shit you could do about that. But y'all want to be like on some acceptable shit instead of accepting yourself and accepting yourself and being your own. Did I say that correct? No, I can't say it right now. The phrase that the messenger taught us. I forgot. I say it all the time, and I can't think of it right now. Accept your own and be yourself. Whatever. Accept yourself. Don't the external powers that everybody, black people are, because I went through it. I'm only 30 something years old or whatever, and I went through it, and I don't feel that way anymore. The problem with black people is that y'all still want to be accepted by the mainstream, the Joneses, the Hillary Clintons and them, but they will stab you throughout your whole vertebrae of your goddamn spine. If you blink your eyes, they'll do it. Forget about trusting them to turn your back on them. All you gotta do is blink your fucking eyes, and they will stab y'all. They will use your blood. They will use your DNA. They literally. So the thing is that that's what it is, and that's okay. So now I'm gonna stop talking, and I'm gonna go over here, and I'm gonna go back to the video, this show I was watching. I just had to say, I started thinking about it, like, oh, now I understand why I've been isolated. Now I understand why I've been isolated. Ugh, look at him. Look at Michael, what's his name? Palin. I don't know who Michael Palin is. Getting his hair done at a North Korean hair salon. Male, I think it's unisex. I don't know.
Hairstyles. Ah, these I think are the recommended haircuts. All the styles you can have here are up there.
All the styles right there in that picture.
And these actually look remarkably similar. No, you know, mullets or ponytails or anything sort of disorderly like that. Very neat and tidy. Hello. You do their sort of massage, not haircut. No haircut, but massage, okay? Thank you. Ooh, already I feel the pressure slipping from my shoulders down my back and into this chair, which is vibrating slightly.
That's a nice haircut.
It's just what I want. Hope it doesn't come off.
He said, I hope it doesn't come off. He's silly.
This is a relaxing end to a long day. Thank you very much. And my hotel room gives me a rare moment away from prying eyes and ears. Well, at least I hope it does. Filming isn't easy here. Everywhere we go, we're accompanied by an entourage of about 5 or 6 men and women in suits who watch our every move and check everything we're seeing and everything we're doing.
Will you turn that?
Everything we're saying.
She left.
But, you know, they do things completely differently here. That's the way it is. We can't just come blundering in and saying, we're from the West, we want to see this, we want to see that. If you're going to learn anything at all, I think about this country, you've got to prise the door open very, very gently. We need to keep their trust, and it's a slow process, but if we step out of line and we shoot things we shouldn't shoot, then the door will be slammed shut.
Right.
That'll be the end of it. So
that's how black people
it's really
are.
all about us trusting them and them trusting us. I mean, so far, it's working quite well, but we'll see in the end.
Yeah, well, I'm not feeling that shit. I remember life as a I was watching the show, so I know what I'm talking about when I have a context of what I'm trying to say. But I remember life under a Korean-like government. And I'm from New York City. I never lived any other place besides here in Philadelphia. I remember what it's like. I remember what it was like living in a North Korean style government here, right here in the Bronx, right here in New York City. I mean, I have visited Cuba, but the only similarity might be their communism, which I'm not even sure. North Korea is communist. I don't know. Here it is. This is it right here.
So we cannot criticize.
Yep. Listen to this shit right here. Makes me think of Minister Farrakhan. People are hypocrites, but it is what it is. Life is full of contradictions, so you're going to be a hypocrite at least once or twice in your life, at least. You can't get away from it. Life is a contradiction in itself. Now listen to his reflection. This is his tourist.
This is a good place to have a more open conversation about our two countries. I find your country so very different from ours, and yet sometimes very similar. I mean, how do you get your news of what's going on in the country?
By mass media, TVs and radios, and by newspapers as well.
What they tell you about Britain? How we live? Be honest. You can be honest.
The British, we feel.
Yeah, I mean.
By appearance, you look so different, but
Yeah.
And
I was thinking about, our way of life, which is really based on freedom of speech and freedom of thought, and people can wear what they want, and they can dress what they want, and they can be as rude as they want about their leaders, you know. Presumably you think that's not a good thing. I mean,
It's your freedom. It's your freedom. You can do what you want, and we have got our own style, and you have got your own style, and your citizens can do what they want, and yes,
and your citizens can do what they want too.
Yes.
I mean, at home, one difference between, I suppose, your culture and ours is that we can be very rude about our leaders. And here I feel you just have a different way of looking at things.
Because our leaders are very great, and the leaders are not individual. They represent the represent us, the masses. So we cannot criticize ourselves. Criticizing our leaders is offending. It's like offending. Criticize ourselves. What do you think?
Well, I think of my leaders that sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad, and I think they make some wrong decisions and occasionally some right decisions, and you know that's the way they are. Your leaders, if I may respectfully say, are very different, and I absolutely respect the respect that you have for your leaders. Yeah, absolutely.
Our feelings on the
I wouldn't want to change your feelings at all. But it's just been nice to talk about them, really.
Yes.
I wouldn't want to change your feelings. No, that's what you feel, and you're an intelligent person.
And that's why we are so different from you. If you find...
Yeah, but you and I are not that different. I mean, we can talk about things, and we have a similar intelligence about things, but that's good too. So I absolutely respect the respect you have for them and the way you feel about them. Okay?
Yeah,
I really do.
I have to apologize to myself. It's my fault that they are threatening to temporarily block my stream because I forgot to remove this notification from public to unlisted. That's my fault.
On freedom of speech and freedom of thought, and people can wear what they want, and they can dress what they want, and they can be as rude as they want about their leaders, you know. Presumably you think that's not a good thing. I mean,
it's your freedom. You can do what you want, and we have got our own style, and you have got your own style, and your citizens can do what they want, and yes,
and your citizens can do what they want too.
Yes.
I mean, at home, one difference between, I suppose, your culture and ours is that we can be very rude about our leaders. And here I feel you just have a different way of looking at things.
Because our leaders are very great, and the leaders are not individual. They represent the represent us, the masses. So we cannot criticize ourselves, can we? Criticizing our leaders is offending. It's like offending. Criticize ourselves too. What do you think?
Well, I think
that's the part. That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted her to say.
They represent the represent us, the masses. So we cannot criticize ourselves, can we?
Yes, you can.
Criticizing our leaders is offending. It's like offending. Criticize ourselves too. What do you think?
Well, I think of my leaders that sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad, and I think they make some wrong decisions and occasionally some right decisions, and you know that's the way they are. Your leaders, if I may respectfully say, are very different, and I absolutely respect the respect that you have for your leaders. Yeah,
Respect her feelings.
I wouldn't want to
Respect
change
the
your
person's
feelings at all.
feelings. There you go. He said, I wouldn't want to change. So there, she said, criticizing your leaders is like disrespecting yourself. But she said also, she said, you can't criticize yourself, can you? Yes, you can. I learned self-criticism in college, but I was practicing, well, I exercised or practiced self-criticism while I was in college with other people as a party of as a group. But I practiced self criticism for way before I started going to college. I learned about it, self criticism. I must have read some book when I was in high school and I learned about it shit. So it's not true. You can criticize yourself, and I know all about self criticism, and I've done it. That's one thing she's not so right about. But the fact of the matter is, yeah, if you criticize your leader and you don't know what you're talking about, then you are disrespecting yourself. So the fact of the matter is, if you need something, you will keep your mouth shut. Most people would, right? But I don't need Alabama. I don't know how to explain that. I mean, I do, because you're one of the states. You know, you're an American territory, however you want to say it. And I like to see unity, and I like to see and you're human beings too. Forget about being American citizens or American state, but you're also human beings. But y'all are not my problem. Number one, and I believe that my point of view is always an assistant to the object's progression. So we're talking about a state who the gift and the curse. We're talking about a state who lost its original senator because he wanted to be Secretary of State in the Trump administration, and the Trump side of politics, the Trump faction of the Republican Party, lost the Republican Senate seat in Alabama when Roy Moore lost the election to Doug Jones. That's his name, to the Democrat. So the gift and the curse. Okay, because Donald Trump is a racist. The way that he always picks people based on their Christian biblical views is evidence that he is, in fact, a white supremacist, anti-black racist. He's just an asshole. Or white supremacist, a white nationalist racist. He may not be anti-black. I don't think he's anti-black. But he is a white supremacist, white nationalist racist. So the thing is that dealing with him, that's what happened to him. They lost that seat to a Democrat. That was pivotal. And as a result of that, what the hell you need me to be supporting you for? Y'all got how many? 5, 6, or 8 black females that won in the most recent election last week on local levels or whatever. What the fuck you? I don't care about y'all. I don't care. I said it because I feel like we're behind. And we likely are twice or 3 times behind. We're behind because of what happened after Reconstruction, when they removed all of the black politicians off of everywhere, the black senators, black governors, they removed them back during Reconstruction. We're behind because of that. I'm not going to address Jim Crow because that's not part of my argument. It doesn't affect my argument, and it doesn't help my argument. Possibly if they didn't do that to the black African American black politicians after Reconstruction, probably Jim Crow wouldn't have been an issue. It would have just been a challenge for black people like we always go through, instead of it being a whole 2 generations of Jim Crow. See how cause and effect. So we're 2 or 3 times behind because of Reconstruction, and I'm talking about after emancipation. because of what happened after Reconstruction when all of the black politicians was taken out of office, all of them. I mean, there was a lot of them at that time. We are behind because of the civil rights and the Panther movement and all of that. What happened to the black community after the Black Panther and the political parties and all of this black politics came back to life after a whole 100 years. And then after that shit, we had the crack era, and that shit didn't end until the year 2000. You could say that we're on our third saboteur now, because I was looking at some news today, and the Obama presidency is like a double-edged sword. My stomach hurts. And the thing about his presidency is not him, it's his wife, it's the women, it's the black women. So Michelle Obama was having problems conceiving when they first started having children, and she said she wished she would have spoken out more about it, because and this I think has a lot to do with this rumor that was going around for the past 8 to 10 years that she's not a woman, she's a man. Okay, she's a tranny. That's what Joan Rivers said that caused her to die. And she had fertility issues, but that doesn't make a woman not a woman. I have fertility issues. So and Joan Rivers has a daughter. So she probably feels, a lot of you women out there, a lot of men too, men and women out there, and children, I bet too. A lot of y'all think that those of you who do not have fertility problems are more masculine or more that we're not women, that we deserve to be disrespected. The same way that the woman with the issue of blood was ostracized in the Bible in her own community, so to speak. Because there was more than one woman with an issue of blood in the Bible anyway. But I think Leviticus had I don't want to get into that. So anyway, not an actual person. It might have been an actual person. But forget about that. You could just say the women who were barren and who were not able to have children, how they were treated. And I'm not talking about Sarah. I'm talking about all the other wives in the Bible that were barren and couldn't have children. So the way y'all treat us is as if we don't have the right to speak. Well, I don't think like most women, probably because my hormone levels are more unique compared to the average feminine female or whatever, which would cause me not to be fertile, which I don't need to have children because I can't afford them. It doesn't hurt me, but you don't respect my mind. So I said, I don't care about y'all don't need me to care about you. What the hell, y'all, those women that was elected, some of them was 2 or 3 times my weight. What the hell do I need to be worried about y'all doing good for? Or rather, I should say, what the hell do I need to be worried about y'all for? And I'm not even worried about y'all doing good. What do I need to be worried about you big black women doing good? Who's going to push y'all big asses around? Nobody. So you better win an election when you run. And look at how Stacey Abrams did the right thing, and she didn't concede like that fool and that youngster in Florida conceded. Stupid. Knowing the history of his state with voter fraud and voter corruption dating back to George W. Bush's election and maybe even before that. And you conceded? Stupid. So the thing is that at the end of the day, politics in this country, as practiced in this country, is very witchy, is very sorcerer-like. Look at how Hillary Clinton was given a free concert by Jay-Z and Beyonce, and nobody showed up, and they're still they're still big time. See how y'all have respect for the Joneses when they don't really deserve your respect? Why do they deserve? Why was that? You know? All right, but then and people are getting mad about Kanye West, but they're not really seeing the science. He's actually able to exercise his right to free speech. That's all you need to get out of that. Only reason that people need to get out of Kanye West is that he is able to actually practice his right to free speech on such a level that really nobody else really has That's it. You don't have to. That's the whole point. What he's got to say it doesn't matter, because black people are politically ignorant. They don't know how to maneuver because we have all the other obstacles in our way which prohibit us from politically maneuvering in our own best interest. We're so oppressed that we still have to serve the system. And some people don't understand you have to have a network going on. And so you got to be stronger than that. That's how I see it. Just like how I was always told, you got to be stronger than this. This is acceptable for you. You got to be stronger than that. If somebody says they don't care, they don't need to care. I don't care. I still have a job to do. I don't got to be thinking about Alabama while I do my black job, my black person's job, my black card job. So that's the reason why I lost this whatever this was supposed to be for me. Oh well, listen, I don't really have a credit card, so I know what it's like not to have a black card. And look at me very carefully when I say it again. I know what it's like not to have a black card. Okay. I know what it's like. So you're not going to hurt me with that shit. So anyway, I'm going to stop this now. It's 41 minutes. Unfortunately, I put the damn thing on. I forgot to unlist it. I forgot. And I'm going to go back and listen to the rest of Minister Farrakhan's press conference that he had in Iran. Because I only got to watch the little snippet of it that they had broadcasted in public. So, peace, blessings, and love, family. Anyway, I'm out of here.